Hi, welcome back to another video. I am going to be recapping my month of December. I'm filming this on Boxing Day. It's the 26th, and let's just get right into it. I had a lot of pens inked. I didn't count how many, but let me do a quick count now. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17 pens. That's a lot. I usually don't have that many, but I had a couple of new ones arrive in my life and I just went with it. I still had too many, but whatever. I am here for the fun. All right, first up, get out of the way. We'll see what stays, what goes, hits, the misses. With so many, there was bound to be something amazing and bound to be something not so amazing. First up, my TWSBI Diamond 580 ALR, which was inked with Diamine Celedon Cat. I love this. I love this pen. I love this combination. It matches. I like matching the inks with the pens when I can. But it was just all sunshine and butterflies. I had bought the ink before, used it in a different pen with a stub nib. I can't remember which pen right now. I haven't used it in a while. It didn't go well. But this, in this pen, this is what's up right here. This was amazing. So happy. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend it. It was great. And I'm going to move on, though. I have other TWSBIs. This one's just about dry. So I will finish it off and clean it out and move along to the next pen. Up next is my TWSBI Eco in Indigo Bronze, inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Shin Kai. Another good combination. This pen has a broad nib. The other TWSBI, the Diamond 580, also has a broad nib. And this was great too. This is so cute. I love bronze, coppers. I just love those warm metals like that. This was a great combination. I still have a little ink in there, nothing crazy. Probably most of it is already in the feed. But I'll finish this up and I'll move along because I'm going to give some other pens some love. But this was a great combination. And yeah, did I re-ink? Yeah, I think I did re-ink this. This was really good. I will do this one again, 10 out of 10. Up next, another TWSBI. It was a month of TWSBIs. TWSBI Eco in Heat, stub nib, inked with Robert Oster Tranquility. Can you see that nib? I like their stubs. All stubs are not created equal, of course, but I don't know. I guess in my head, I figured, oh, stub is a stub. How different can it be? I'm like, honey, you'd be surprised how different they can be. And here's Peach. This was great. I love this combination too. I love Robert Oster inks. And yeah, it's only because this was a sample and I'm pretty sure I used it up that I will not be re-inking with this. But I do have a possible sub if I decide to keep this pen. I haven't decided yet. But this was definitely a great one for the month. Robert Oster Peach in my TWSBI Eco Heat with a stub nib. Next is this transparent purple Eco with an extra fine nib, which I think I did say before I ordered the extra fine in error. I'm not really a huge fan of very fine nibs because I write kind of big and bubbly, and extra fine isn't really conducive to making that come out, you know, interesting to look at. You know, it's not my best. But it's inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Murasaki Shikibu. And while I love the color, I don't love writing with it in this pen, but I am going to keep it going until it's dry because, you know, this pen holds a lot. And I don't really like to recycle the ink. This is a sample that I have. I'm just going to put it to the side where I have my fun pens where I write with less than stellar paper, I guess you could say. Like, it's okay. It's fountain pen friendly enough, and that's how I'm going to use it up. And here is the Murasaki Shikibu, and that was, oh goodness, I love this purple. I love purples, teals, turquoises. Those are my jam right there. So this was great. So great I have it in another pen. It's also in this pen, slightly out of order. This Jinhao demonstrator, it is the Jinhao 9019 Dadao with a medium nib, and it was inked with the same Iroshizuku Murasaki Shikibu. Oh my gosh, look at that nib. That is a honkin' nib. And it was a great writer. When I first got it, it was a little skippy, but it smoothed out. I didn't really do anything out of the ordinary, and it's been like a great writer, and I've basically written it dry. There's very little bit of ink left to just finish off, and then cleaning this pen out and moving along. That was my Jinhao 9019 with a medium nib. Now, back on track, another TWSBI Eco and Rosso. See that shimmer? Woo! And it's inked with Bah Humbug from the Diamine Ink Vent calendar this year. This has got a broad nib, and I totally enjoyed this. I didn't put too much ink in here when I first inked it up, but I liked it so much that I inked it again, filled it all the way up, and I guess I'm about halfway, well, more than halfway through it. I'm going to finish this up and clean it out. So this pen will be back in January for sure. And here is the ink, Tinsel, which this swatch, you can't really see the shimmer in, but it is definitely a shimmery ink for sure. Next up is my Lamy AL-Star in blue green with a medium nib, and I inked this with another Diamine ink vent ink this year, Velvet Emerald. I love this color. This is my jam. And I don't mind this pen. I have another AL-Star somewhere. I hope I find it. It is like MIA right now. But I just about used this up. I've got a cartridge that I recycled, and there's very little in there. So I'm going to finish it, and I might try this ink in another pen, to be honest. Because I like Lamy's well enough, but I think I want to move on from here. I really like Lamy stubs, and I don't know if I have an extra stub, because these nibs are usually pretty easy to swap out. But this was a good combo, and I'm going to finish it up. I'm letting it dry. So we'll see if it makes it through the week. But if there's enough ink, it'll be back in January. Otherwise, I will finish it up this month. We'll see. Diamine Ink Vent, Velvet Emerald, so pretty. And my Lamy AL-Star in blue green. Next, this Kaweco Sport. I guess the color is Bordeaux. And I've added a clip-on. It's got a medium nib, and it is inked with a Diamine ink vent. I got the calendar, my first ink vent calendar, inked with Bah Humbug. I love this red. Oh, I love this color. It's so pretty. I love this combination, but I don't know. I guess my other pens, like the TWSBIs and the Leonardo, they were just calling out to me. And I kind of was missing out on this one because I like the way it writes. Oh my goodness. This is a nice writer. It's, like I said, got a medium nib. And it's nice and wet, but it's not a fire hose. But it's wet the way I like it. and I'm totally enjoying this. So this pen will be back in January because I may keep not picking it up. I don't know. It's coming back. I like it. I was writing how I felt about it. I'm like, I really like this. Why am I not writing with it? Because you've been writing with a different pen more, honey. So that will be back in January. Inked with Bah Humbug in my Kaweco Sport in Bordeaux. Alrighty, up next is my Pilot E95S. I love this little pocket pen. This is so great. It's my first gold nib pen, and I really didn't know if the nib would matter in that way to me, like the metal, but I love this pen. I love the classic look of it, the inlaid nib. I love the way it writes. I love this pen. I love it so much, I might get another one in a different color. I love this pen. It just makes me happy. And it's not as exciting to look at as some of the other colorful resins and things like this. But, oh my gosh, I love this pen. This is like, you can go anywhere. It's like the little black dress of pens to me. I love this. Anyway, I'm gushing. It is inked with Diamine Espresso, and it's a great combo. I love it. Everything I have put in this pen, I have loved. I think I've really only used inks that, standard inks that maybe shade. I haven't used any shimmers or anything like that. I'm not a huge fan. I like them, but I don't have to have them. I just like some nice shading and I'm good to go. So I love this. I've only used Diamine inks in here, I think. And every one of them has been a hit. And I love this one. I might get a bottle of this brown. We'll see. I have to go hunting. Or maybe I'll put Bah Humbug in here. Huh. Doesn't that sound good? That is I think that might be a thing to do. I'll have to make a note of that. Anyway, my Pilot E95S has got a medium nib, and it is currently inked with Diamine Espresso, and I love this pen. Let me stop gushing. It's like, get a grip, girl. Okay, and my Esterbrook Estie in Punch, it's inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Yama Budo, and I love it. But I don't know if it's the season. Is it me? I don't know. Maybe it's both. I love the way this pen writes, but the color in the middle of winter is not for me. And I don't necessarily care about colors and seasons like that. All right, I hope they're okay. Okay enough. Anyway, I'm not really married to, well, in winter you have to use these colors and summer you have to use these, but I like this, but not right now. I love the way it writes, but I've got another one. So while this is awesome, it's been a great combo. I have zero complaints. I'm going to move on when this is dry. And let's see where we're at. Because I've had this pen inked for, I guess, a couple of months since I got it when it was released. Yeah, I got a little ways to go, but I will finish it up and then I will move along with a different pen. But it's been great. I have no complaints at all. I love it. Highly recommend it. It's my Esterbrook Estie in Punch, inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Yama Budo. It's a sheening ink, if you can get it to show up for you. I love this ink. And I had heard about it, and I'm like, who cares? But when I put it in the right pen, where you can actually see some of those properties, I love it. I've always got this pen, a pen inked with Yama Budo. Put it that way. I love it. All right, another Estie. This one in Sea Glass. My first Estie. It will never leave my side. Inked with Wearingeul Wayfarer. I love this pen. Here's Wayfarer. This ink sheens, which you don't usually get to see, but the way I did my little swatch, you can see the sheen. Can you see it there? I can't tell, but I can see it. There's a red sheen. I love this ink. This color is my jam. Anywho, I love this pen. I love how it writes. I love how the ink performs in it. And I did, when I first got this, I guess it was late spring, early summer, I inked it with Diamine Marine, which is a similar color, but not exactly the same. Let me see if I can grab that swatch card real quick. Anywho, here we go. It's not quite so intense. I loved it. This, I think, wrote a little bit wetter than the Wayfarer, but this wasn't dry. But compared to this, it felt a little more dry. But I was out of this sample. I bought this because I love, you know, the qualities of it, the properties, and I still love it. But I'm going to get a bottle of this too because I love this ink. Ooh, it's so good. But yes, this ink in this pen, I don't know if I'm going to re-ink this next month or find something else, but the pen will definitely be back. This pen, oh my, like chef's kiss. It's staying in rotation. Currently inked with Wearingeul Wayfarer in my Esterbrook Estie in Sea Glass. Next, my fun pens. Oh, well, let's skip ahead a little bit. This pen came in earlier this month. It was for my birthday. It is my first Leonardo. It is the Leonardo Momento Zero in the Aloha colorway. You can see the chatoyance. That's so pretty. Currently inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Asa Gao. I forgot what it was inked with because I was just so taken with the prettiness of the pen. But I love this pen. And I didn't care about that ink when I got it. It was part of like a set of 3. But it's just lovely in this. Oh, goodness. Can you see the nib? Probably not. And my eyesight leaves a lot to be desired. I can see, but not clearly. So anyway, I love this pen. I love it with this ink. And it will be back with the same ink, a different ink. I don't know. But this combo, 10 out of 10. I love it. And I'm not going to, I'm going to control myself. But I love it, 100%. Okay, let me show you the swatch. This ink also sheens a little bit. You can see it in this one where the water pooled. Well, it's water-based. Where the ink pooled around the edges, you can see more of those qualities. But they're not over the top. It's just, you know, it's pretty subtle most of the time. And I don't really see it when I write with that medium nib. That pen has a medium nib, but I love this ink. I'm moving along. Yes, my fun pens. These are the super affordable pens that I leave laying around and I just grab them. Oh, this pen is also in that group, but for some reason it was not at the moment. So I got this pen this month. A Kaweco Sport in the color Macchiato. And I first had it inked with a black cartridge that I had. Popped it in because, you know, the converter really holds like nothing. And it was great. Where's that coming from? I don't know what's in here. Oh, yes. Yes, anyway, the black ink. This is a double broad nib. It was awesome. I'm like, wow, where have I been that I've been missing out on these double broad nibs? This is so good. When it ran out, I inked it up with, did I pull out the swatch card? No, I didn't. I inked it up with Diamine Inkvent 2024 Weeping Willow. Where is it? Struggle Bus Tuesday. It feels like a Monday though. Honestly, let's see. I don't see it. What did I do? Oh, here we go. It's right here. So sorry. Anyway, I love the swatch. Look at the colors in there. It's beautiful. It is really beautiful. But when I was writing with it in this pen, not so much. And I'm like, why? I don't understand. You know, I don't try to dissect it to that degree. Not when it hits me initially and it's just that bad. I'm like, no, I'm not in the mood to babysit a bad combo. This isn't working for me right now. I'm just going to move on. So I cleaned the pen out immediately, literally immediately. I love this. I'm going to try it on a different pen. And I instead inked this up with Noodlers Concord Bream because I just love this color. And, you know, I still love the color, but this ink feathers. And I realized that I have maybe 1 or 2 other Noodler inks. I haven't used them in a while. The one I liked a little bit more, maybe it's General of the Armies. It's a green. That feathered too. I'm like, I'm not really a fan of feathering. I don't know about you. So I'm looking for another color to take the place of this. There's probably one in that purple Inkvent 2023 batch of inks that's sitting behind me. And I need to look and find another ink because I'm not a fan of the feathering. It's just not what's up. But I like the color. But no, not that ink. It has to be retired from my rotation. But the pen, since I just do like jotting down of random things with it, I probably will write it dry, but I won't be buying a bottle of that. I won't buy a bottle of that ink. We're not working out too good. Okay, moving on, I have got the Grinch pen. My daughter, I have a bunch of Jinhao 82s, which look like inspired by Sailor Pro Gear Slims, which I'm glad I tried this first because they're too small for me for long writing sessions. I'm not really a fan of the size, but for quick notes, I can do it. This pen is inked with Wearingeul Path. I like this combination. Oh my goodness, I love this combination. I love this ink. I love this ink. There will be a bottle of this ink in my future. And it's awesome in this pen. I love it in here. Oh yeah, I love it so much that I wrote on the back of my swatch card, I love this green ink. Oh my goodness. I love this the way I was gushing about the Pilot E95. Oh gosh, I love this ink. So good. This right here does not do this green justice. It's so great. I love this green. If you like olivey greens, give this one a go. Get a sample, try it out. I love this ink, and this will stand here until it's dry. And then I think I'm going to put that sample. I have some more. I got it from Van Ness. I'll put it in another pen. I love it. Okay, moving on. Jinhao 82 Pretty Pink. I've got green finials on this pink pen. I think the section is green. Yes. This is inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Yama Budo. And it hits totally different than this in an Estie. It's not even remotely the same. It looks like this is a fine, and that definitely looks like a medium. But this is a Chinese fine, a Chinese medium, which is not as thick, which, you know, that's fine. But I like the way the ink looks when it's more saturated, and I don't have that experience with this pen. And it kind of, it hard starts a little bit sometimes, but like I said, it's just for quick notes, so it's like, whatever. I don't care. I will use this up, and when it's gone, I will clean it up and move on from this pen. I'll put that over there. My Pilot Kakuno. Oh, I love this writer. I love this pen. How did I do that? Oh, whatever. Anyway, this is also inked with Wearingeul Wayfarer, and there's a very little bit left in there to finish up. This was great. I will clean it up and move on to another knockaround pen. But I love this Kakuno. I had it for months before I finally put ink in it. No reason that I was not like, oh, it doesn't matter. Just something else got my attention, you know, that recency bias that we talk about. But it's great. That's a great combination. Wearingeul Wayfarer and that pen was great. Another Jinhao 82. This one's got a pink section, so the pen was originally pink. And I got added green on, call it Christmas. This one's inked with J Herbin Lierre Sauvage. I did not learn any French. This, I'm not a huge fan of the green. I like green. I like my greens not so like this. More muted, more olivey, just not quite this. More of a forest green or an olive green, but not this green. Not this kind of primary Kelly kind of green. But it's a good writer. I have no complaints about how the pen performed with this ink. I'm just not really a fan of the color of the ink. So we're gonna move on from it. Once the ink is gone, I'm moving along. And finally, this is my surprise pen. I just got this because it looked like a cute little pen, and honestly, it was just this month that I realized all my Pilot pens have been hits. I have no complaints. I have other Pilots. I have this Kakuno. I have two others that I don't haven't inked. I think they're fine nibs. I've got Metropolitans in a few colors, and I have another Prera. I love Pilot pens. They're very consistent right out of the box. I have no complaints. And it's time for an upgrade of my Pilot collection. This pen is just inked with a black cartridge, I think. I don't think I did anything special. Because, yeah, I just picked this pen up end of November or very early December. So I've just got a cartridge, and it is great. I love this pen, and I like having it available. Oh, the closure. I just like having this as one of those knockaround pens that just writes well, and you're not so worried about it. I mean, it costs about $20, $25, which is not cheap for just a pen to write with, you know, relatively speaking. But as far as fountain pens go, it's on the lower end, and it's not a low-end experience. So I'm pretty sure I can say with confidence I will have one of these pens, either this or the other one I have, in rotation, because I just love the way they write. So that is it. These pens will stay at hand so I can write them dry. And these also, all these will stay right nearby on my desk so I can write them dry. And these pens, move that out of the way. These pens, let's see, this stays, this will stay, this will stay, these will go. I think once these are dry, and some of these are pretty close, I will be moving on. This one probably will make it to January. I'd say these will make it to January. These four probably won't. I think they'll be dry before we get to the new year. Anyway, that's it for my review. Thanks so much for watching, and let me know if you had a favorite pairing of ink and pen that you put together and you were just like, wow, this is awesome. I'm going to do this again and again because it was just that great. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear, because I am always on the hunt for a new combination to try out. It's what makes this hobby so much fun. Thanks. Have a great day, and Happy New Year if you're here for the beginning of 23 or the end of 23 or the beginning of 24. Bye.